Hi, y'all. How y'all doing? Great to see you. I didn't even know this thing existed until now. Just sit up here and say hello to everybody.
Hey, Nathaniel, what's the biggest thing you learned from Matt in your time in Green Bay?
Wow, there's so many different things. I mean, he's one of my mentors. He's been absolutely amazing. I think, first and foremost, the outside zone principles, that world that he has kind of grown up in, has been absolutely amazing, integrating it with the play pass. And then it's been fun to watch him organize himself, get himself to be able to be the head coach of the Green Bay Packers and at the same time call the plays. I think there's just been so many great things that he's done, and I'm so grateful to be there with him throughout that time. I think whenever you're talking to a quarterback, you're always looking for that it factor. That's always so important because you want a quarterback that when he's out there, he's going to make other people better around him. So you're trying to find that in different techniques, different things. You see how he presents himself in front of a group of a lot of people that he doesn't know for the first time and want to make him feel a little uncomfortable, but at the same time have a little fun. And, in the end, it's about that intelligence. It's to be able to get out there and process quickly because it's the hardest position in all sports, in my opinion. I mean, it's unbelievable. And so you want to be sure you make the right decision there. Well, we use iPads now. We like to throw them on the iPads. We want to get that technology going for everybody as everybody's filming me with their phones. So we want to have the ability to have them draw some things up there, show us some different things, as much technology as we can use. The more you get to know Ejiro, he's a very confident man. I'm very lucky to have known him as long as I have, and I think it starts kind of with his training, the people that he's been around for so many years. I mean, he's from Monty Kiffin to Dom Capers, who we actually have also, which is awesome. But then, Vic Fangio, Wade Phillips, all these guys, he's been trained for so long. He's been through so many games, being the pass game coordinator at the Rams, going to Super Bowl after Super Bowl. I'm still a little jealous about that now that he got that third time as the charm. But I think he's going to be great. I really do. And I'm going to be right there to support him throughout it.
How intentional was the youth movement of your coaching staff? Was it designed to grow? These guys could grow with you?
Of course. I think you always want to develop young coaches as much as you can. And I think to be able to have that kind of – I just think that the world of teaching is changing. I think how you get the players to buy into it and be excited to come into the building is so important. So we wanted to have people that understood technology, were open to learning new ways to teach. I just think that's so important. And we got a lot of good character guys, humble guys, efficient guys, because you have to be efficient in this crazy game for how much time we spend. So I think all those things. And then great teachers at the end. Like, that's so important. And we got a lot of guys like that.
George just said that you've got to get better in division, you've got to get better at home. How do you do that? How do you do that without a massively improved quarterback?
I think the starting point is just kind of a surge of energy in the building. I think that's kind of when they gave me the keys to come in. I tried to ask them if they knew what they just brought in. So I think that's the starting point. You want those guys to be excited to come into the building and learn and then build those relationships. And I think as you create that and those bonds of all the guys being together with the coaches and how we feel and how we are with them is so important. And that's just going to, I think, improve the play out the gate. Yeah, I think I always was into it. I always thought it would be fun for the PowerPoints and different video clips and to try to make it so that once I was up there, that guys would never know what's going to happen. I thought that was always exciting. And I think that's kind of advanced now, especially with the things that have gone on with COVID, the integration of Zoom. We had to find new creative ways to be able to have the guys stay into football. I mean, Zoom, you can only do so much. And guys, you've got kids running around in the back room. Background, it's crazy. And so we just started jumping into different things, brought some guys on to help me, an instructional designer by the name of John Vieira, a guy that teaches teachers how to teach. I think those things are so imperative to be able to grow because as coaches, we all have to grow. I mean, you can't just sit here and act like we know everything, although we'll tell you we do. But I think it's just continually finding new ways and techniques, just like a teacher would. I mean, in the end, that's what we are. We're teachers.
Nathaniel, when you're looking at quarterback, people are talking about like a raw product, like Emily Bush or what have you. How do you make the determination when the quarterback is not able to discern the defense versus if they're just going for the grand slam too much and just need to do the check down, which is just an easy thing to say. It's not like can't read a defense.
No, that's a great question. I think that if anybody had the true formula, I think we'd be literally a genius. I think you try to do your best to try to evaluate as much as you can how they process, how they think, because everybody's so talented in this, just here in the draft and in the league. So I think it's just how they process, how they fit, how comfortable are they, and you can't really know that until you're out there working with them every day. When you're out there at practice, you see the different things that they do. When they're out there in the game, I mean, everything changes when there's 80,000 people in the stands and you're asking them to do about 40 different things. I mean, just the process that a quarterback goes through is something that nobody really talks about enough, just from each play, each situation, the different things that happen when a different personnel goes out. We ask them to do so much. That's why there's always this time factor. You want as much time so that they can learn and that can be comfortable. So I think you try to do your best to kind of anticipate what they're going to be, and then as they go, it's about them growing into it. So I think it's just one of those kind of never-ending sagas that we all have on how to find a great quarterback. Oh gosh, that was intense.
Talked about John Vieira, the instructional designer.
Yes.
Tell us more about his background, how did you come across him, what you expect him to do?
We majored in neurobiology together, and so he was kind of my neurobiology buddy. And throughout time, he went and was a teacher in LA. And as he kind of grew, he started taking different courses to be able to learn different technologies to be able to help teachers teach. And he'd kind of show them those things. And then, he would always send me some fun PowerPoints to cheer me up or whatever it might be for that situation. And seeing the different things that he did and watching those things that he was implementing with the kids that he was teaching, I mean, it blew my mind. And it's something for coaches, we go through our same process over and over, and you're through that grind that to see those different things he was doing, how could we integrate those? And for coaches to learn that is kind of difficult. So now we just kind of give them a basic overlay and then say, sauce it up, John. And you never know what you're going to get. And I think that's the fun thing about it is when I turn it on for the first time, I don't know what's going to show up. So I have to kind of adapt to that. So just teaching them how to teach from the standpoint of how to use different PowerPoints, how to use different testing, interactive testing, all the different things that he uses when he's just teaching people biology. I think it's the same thing any teacher that we've all had, you think about your favorite teacher was probably your favorite subject. And I think that's, want everybody to have football their favorite subject. Right now, everybody looks really good. I think from our standpoint, as we move forward, we get the list right before this, and right now it's about getting to know them as people, and then we get to start advancing into all the different football that we get to watch them play, and then you just keep on gathering information. It's very exciting. I know that when we say those numbers, and I love numbers. I think they tell you so many different things, and I think they kind of are able to, as you evaluate tape, as you evaluate the person, you can start looking at all these different numbers, all these different tests that come out, and they can kind of support your decisions on what you like the best, and kind of help you through that. And numbers can't be. Everybody always talks about the different analytical data that you go into a game and why you're going for it on fourth down or not, and I mean, in the end, it's a guideline. It's things that are going to help support you in making the right decision. And then there's a lot of things that can go into every factor, whether you're picking a player, bringing a player on your team, or making a play call. So I think it's just something that's great to support you in all the things that you want to do.
Hey, Nate, what are the traits that you just came from Aaron Rodgers? What are the traits that
Who? Oh, yeah.
that you need in your quarterback specifically? The things that you write down and say, I have to check these boxes to have my guy go.
Yeah, I think for a quarterback, one most important thing, they have to be tough. I mean, they have to be tough, the amount, mental and physical. I mean, the stuff, the stresses they go through, just being able to stand in front of so many different people. Then you look at the physical aspect of it, to be able to take hits, because even if it's perfect, you're going to be hit, and it's a long season. So it's really that form of a toughness, and then intelligence, the ability to be able to call play. We have long play calls, and then be able to understand the different defenses you're going to do to get yourself in a perfect play, and then accuracy. Those are kind of the three top ones, and then if you're lucky, you get an athletic guy too. But really, those are the four things that we look for in a quarterback, with a lot of other things that kind of go into it, but that's kind of the overview.
Couple more questions, couple more. Right here.
I think we'll look into that as we move forward. There's a lot of great questions about that.
Last question, guys. Right here, go ahead.
How much are you possibly bending the table just for an Aaron Rodgers trade or for Denver?
I'm just happy to be a Bronco right now, and we'll evaluate everything as we go.
Thanks, Nathaniel. Thanks, everybody.
All right, y'all. Appreciate it.